For more than half a century, the world has looked upon that woman as a queen ruling Hollywood, with a perfectionism so rigorous and a personality that no one could subdue. People wonder what forged such a steel spirit and the mysterious hidden corners behind the brilliant aura of the illustrious EGOT title. Nevertheless, a media earthquake has just occurred when her only son decided to break the silence, officially confirming a startling truth that the public had suspected for a long time. Let us look back at the turbulent pages of her life and discover the final answer to the mysteries of this legend right now. The romance between Barbra Streisand and Elliott Gould began to blossom in 1962. At that time, both were promising young faces on the Broadway stage. They first met during the preparation for the musical titled I Can Get It For You Wholesale. The harmony of their artistic souls and the desire to assert themselves drew the two together. After a period of passionate courtship, they decided to move toward marriage. The wedding was held on September 13, 1963, when Barbra Streisand was 21 years old and her husband was 24. In the early days after the ceremony, the couple lived in an atmosphere overflowing with happiness in the bustling city of New York. They were not only life partners but also effective collaborators, always supporting and encouraging each other in every artistic project. Their lives at that time were very vibrant. Nonetheless, the joy was short-lived as the balance in the relationship began to waver. A major turning point occurred in 1968, when the movie Funny Girl was released and created a global earthquake. This role brought the female artist's name to a new height. The wife's rapid explosion unintentionally created invisible pressure on Elliott Gould. The actor gradually felt himself overshadowed by the enormous aura of his partner. The time spent with family thus grew less and less due to a dense work schedule. Conflicts regarding personality and life perspectives began to appear with increasing frequency. The perfectionism and decisiveness in the superstar's work sometimes made the family atmosphere tense. Silent cracks accumulated, causing the two to no longer find a common voice. By 1969, the couple officially chose separation to reconsider their feelings. Although they made efforts to save it, the differences were too great for them to return. On July 9, 1971, the 8-year marriage officially ended with a divorce petition. Amidst the ups and downs of that marriage, the appearance of Jason Gould was a special mark. He was born on December 29, 1966 in London. This was an unplanned event for the couple during a business and performance trip in the land of mist. The birth of a son brought great consolation to the famous singer amidst the emotional storms. At age 24, she had to face the pressure of an A-list star while also learning how to be a mother. Jason Gould became her greatest concern at that time. After the divorce, the female artist took on the role of a single mother in the context of her career being at its peak. This was an enormous challenge as she had to complete massive artistic projects while simultaneously caring for and protecting her son from scrutiny. Although no longer living together, Elliott Gould still maintained a good relationship with his son. He always tried to be present during Jason Gould's important milestones. Both the father and the mother put forth their best efforts so that he would not feel abandoned after the family broke apart. Jason Gould grew up in a showbiz environment full of temptations and expectations. From a young age, he had to endure heavy pressure being the son of a musical legend. Every action in his development were within the sight of the media. In later shares, he admitted that his parents' divorce when he was very young left deep impressions. Still, he also showed respect for the way they treated each other. They tried to create a special family for the sake of their son. The growth process of this only son was always associated with stories about his famous mother. He witnessed all the efforts, the exhaustion, and even the tears of his mother behind the scenes. That formed a very private bond. While there were times of tension due to strict education, the affection between the mother and son remained extremely close. The superstar always tried to give the best things to her child, while simultaneously training him in independence. She wanted her son to be strong before the pressures of life. While the first marriage was not complete, the female artist still rose strongly to assert her unique position. And it was the son, the witness to everything, who publicly revealed the deepest truths about his mother. Truth revealed. Jason Gould officially broke his silence in an in-depth interview with People magazine in March 2024. He candidly shared the psychological hidden corners that his family experienced. These confessions immediately captured special attention from the international media. The only son of Barbra Streisand admitted that both mother and son had to face profound psychological wounds. He used the term generational trauma to describe what occurred. The biggest question he posed was how to heal them. Jason Gould confirmed that the painful experiences of his mother's past directly affected him. Barbra Streisand had to endure the pain of losing her father when she was only 15 months old in 1943. This premature loss left a void that could never be filled. Besides that, the harsh relationship with her stepfather, Lou Kind, was also recalled. Jason Gould stated that his mother was emotionally abused throughout her childhood. These negative impacts formed her perfectionist personality to an extreme degree. That perfectionism appeared not only in art, but also profoundly influenced the way she raised her child. Jason Gould understands that his mother always tried to control everything as a defense mechanism. This sometimes created tension in the relationship between mother and son. Another startling detail was revealed through the memoir, My Name is Barbra. Jason Gould confessed he had no idea that his mother once had to shoplift to survive during her impoverished youth. Only upon reading those pages did he understand the level of hardship she endured. These revelations help the public have a more humanizing view of a star traditionally considered difficult. Jason Gould affirmed that behind the powerful exterior is a soul full of scars. She had to put in many times more effort than an ordinary person to assert her individual position. When mentioning the Nepo baby concept, Jason Gould did not shy away from the privileges he possessed. He admitted his mother's fame was an enormous launchpad in his career. Still, accompanying that were terrible pressures that few could understand. For many years, Jason Gould chose silence and avoided professional singing. He was always afraid of being placed on a scale by the public to be compared with his mother's legendary voice. This fear was so great that he had to stay away from the stage for a long time. The process of finding his own voice for him was a difficult and persistent journey. He had to learn to accept himself and separate his mother's legacy from his own career. Jason Gould only truly felt confident once he found an independent musical style. Even though there were periods of distance, the relationship between mother and son was always based on respect. He expressed deep pride in what Barbra Streisand has contributed to world art. Their bond is most clearly shown through their musical products. Jason Gould frequently appears with his mother in emotional duets on stage. These joint performances are not just an artistic combination, but also a way for them to understand each other better. Music has become a bridge helping to dissolve past conflicts. The core message Jason Gould wanted to convey was the recognition of his mother's efforts. He asserted that her great success did not simply come from luck or inherent talent. It was the result of an iron will rising above all adversities. Confirming the family traumas helps the public better understand her work motivation. Her strictness in work was essentially the way she protected the values she sacrificed to obtain. Jason Gould completely supports this life perspective of his mother. The sincere sharing from Jason Gould not only clarifies private life, but also helps the audience empathize more with Barbra Streisand's journey to conquer the summit. Those extraordinary efforts created a brilliant career with milestones that cannot be toppled. Peak radiance. Barbra Streisand's music career began to explode powerfully in the 1960s. Her debut album, titled The Barbra Streisand Album, released in 1963, immediately won 2 prestigious Grammy Awards. This was an important stepping stone that brought the young female artist's name to a global level. By 1968, her fame reached a new peak with her role in the motion picture Funny Girl. This work brought her the Oscar for Best Actress in April 1969. This was an extremely rare achievement right in her first encounter with cinema. Barbra Streisand's creativity did not diminish at all as she moved into the next decade. Classic hits like The Way We Were dominated the music charts. The song was not only a commercial success but also became a cultural symbol of an era. The movie A Star is Born continued to affirm her unique position in Hollywood. With a theme song titled Evergreen, she became the first female composer in history to win an Oscar. This success broke gender barriers in the music production industry. Not stopping at the role of singer or actress, Barbra Streisand also ventured into the field of directing. The work Yentl was born and created an important historical milestone. She was the first woman to ever write the screenplay, produce, direct, and star in a major film. The movie Yentl helped her bring home the Golden Globe for Best Director. This achievement proves the diverse ability and ahead-of-its-time artistic vision of the superstar. She pioneered the way for many generations of female directors at the capital of cinema. Barbra Streisand also established an unprecedented record that so far no one has been able to break. She is the only artist to have an album stand at the #1 position on the Billboard charts for 6 consecutive decades. The figure of 150 million albums sold is a testament to her enduring appeal. Throughout the time his mother conquered those summits, Jason Gould was always a silent observer. While still at a young age, he witnessed the terrible work intensity of his mother behind the aura. He understood that fame did not come naturally but was exchanged for sweat. Later, Jason Gould affirmed that his mother's extreme perfectionism was the key to creating those records. He stated that his mother never accepted superficiality in any project. To her, art is a cathedral that requires the utmost dedication and meticulousness. Initially, Jason Gould admitted he once felt hesitant and shy when pursuing an artistic path. He feared his mother's enormous shadow would overshadow his own personal identity. Nevertheless, maturity helped him change his perspective on the family legacy. The bond between mother and son gradually became closer through joint collaborations. Jason Gould bravely stepped onto the stage to duet with his mother in emotional musical pieces. Typical is the impressive performance of the song How Deep is the Ocean. The recognition from her son has helped the public understand more about the value of the awards she achieved. It is not just the prestigious EGOT title including Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. It is also the result of a journey of diligent, non-stop labor throughout her life. Music experts remark that Barbra Streisand's style completely changed the face of the entertainment industry. She did not just sell records but also sold stories and intense emotions. Her influence spread deeply and widely from music to politics. No matter the position, the female artist always maintained an incredible professional fire and enthusiasm. She always knows how to renew herself to suit the tastes of different eras. This explains why her legacy remains vibrant across many generations. Jason Gould shared that his mother always upheld serious working principles even when she was already famous. She never slept on her victories but always sought new challenges. That will inspire her only son powerfully. The records and awards of the superstar have now become a part of American cultural history. She is a symbol for the power of women in mastering their careers and destinies. This success was confirmed by her son as the result of talent. After having conquered all the most brilliant peaks of her career, Barbra Streisand gradually chose for herself a slower pace of life. She began to enjoy peaceful years with her family and private hobbies in her current life. Present peace. Entering May 2026, Barbra Streisand is currently enjoying life at age 84 at her private villa in Malibu, California. This property has an estimated value of about $20 million, located along a peaceful coastline. This is where she spends most of her time resting and caring for her family. The female artist's emotional life records a strong bond with her second husband, James Brolin. The couple married in 1998 after meeting through a blind date arranged in 1996. Up to now, they have had more than 28 years of living together full of happiness. The relationship between Barbra Streisand and James Brolin is frequently described as incredibly sweet. They maintain simple habits such as walking together along the beach or enjoying romantic dinners. This is her peaceful harbor after years of ups and downs. Regarding health status, the superstar currently has a physical condition better than previous false rumors. Although she limits public appearances to spend time for recovery, she still maintains her mental clarity. All of her activities are thoughtfully supported by her family. Barbra Streisand's artistic legacy continues to be honored at an international level in 2026. On this coming May 23rd, she is expected to receive the honorary Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival. This is recognition for her great contributions. Previously, on March 15, 2026, she had an emotional performance at the Oscars ceremony. The female artist performed the classic song "The Way We Were" to pay tribute to Robert Redford. This moment took the media by storm and received great applause. In addition to artistic awards, she also once received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2015. This is the highest honor for a citizen in the United States. This affirms her influence lies not only within the scope of mere entertainment. In her daily life, Barbra Streisand has a special passion for gardening. She owns a rose garden with more than 800 bushes, including a rose variety named Barbra's Baby. Caring for flowers helps her find relaxation and soul balance. Beside that, the legend also has a hobby of keeping pet dogs, typical being dogs of the Maltese breed. She is also known as a person passionate about collecting antiques with a valuable collection. These hobbies reflect her sophisticated aesthetic taste. Few people know that even though she is a global star, Barbra Streisand suffers from a fear of flying. She was also one of the first artists to speak out strongly in support of the LGBT community. Her steadfastness in social views has helped her receive much respect. Her support for her son Jason Gould is always present in a silent but fierce way. She constantly gives praise for her son's new music projects. Most recently is the album titled Where We Fall, released in 2025. The mother-son relationship has now overcome the barriers of perfectionism in the past. They frequently share about artistic projects and support each other in every decision. Jason Gould is her most important spiritual support at this time. The current life of the superstar is a combination between preserving legacy and enjoying joy. She no longer has the pressure to prove herself before the public, like in her youth. All of her activities now stem from personal interest. Experts evaluate that her lifestyle at age 84 is a model of fulfillment. She knows how to separate the stage aura and the private space of the family. This piece is the result of a long journey of healing. Her contributions to art and society will still be mentioned for many decades to come. Barbra Streisand has proven that age is not a barrier to creativity. She remains an endless source of inspiration for contemporary young artists. Barbra Streisand's life is a brilliant epic, going from deep wounds in the past to the peak of fame of a legend. Sincere confirmations from her son Jason Gould not only decode the harsh perfectionism, but also help us understand more about the extraordinary willpower of a mother, an artist who spent her whole life to heal and contribute. At age 84, her piece is the most precious legacy. If you love authentic and inspiring stories about Hollywood legends, please press like, share, and subscribe to the channel right now. Do not forget to press the notification bell to be the first to follow the next journeys. Thank you, everyone.